DeAndre Hopkins at $12 million a year. Absolutely not. I didn't want DeAndre Hopkins on that team to begin with. They already made their move in DJ Moore. You've got to get the chemistry right with DJ Moore and Justin Fields. Darnell Mooney fits perfectly as the number 2 wide receiver. We've got to figure out about Chase Claypool. Is he the guy or not? You gave up the first pick of the second round. He fits the role of what Hopkins does. We've got to figure out if he can play or not. And if he doesn't, then you move off of him and then you draft a guy. But at 30, how old is Hopkins? 31? He's 31. He doesn't practice hard. You haven't had him in the building all year. And now all of a sudden you've got to get him right and get chemistry with him when you already have to figure out roles with DJ Moore, with Darnell Mooney as the 2, with Chase Claypool, with another tight end in the building, with a whole new running back room, basically. I love what the Bears have done offensively. I don't need Hopkins at this point. I'm cool about improving the wide receiver room down the road, but I need answers and chemistry with the guys that they have.
You have more cap space than any team in this league. And as good as Darnell Mooney is as a 2, imagine he was a 3. I can't believe that the Bears aren't involved in this. Clearly,
for
Hopkins,
$12 million?
Hang on, because you got cap doesn't matter to me. You've got enough cap space.
Did you say?
Did you
call me
care.
Cap?
No. I'm saying the cap does not matter because you have more than any team in the league. You're talking about a 2-year deal, $26 million with incentives. He might not even hit that number. We're talking about something where
so
it's
you're
almost
just
no
discarding risk. Chase Claypool now.
Wait, if I can get DeAndre Hopkins,
you just traded the first pick of the second round for him. I don't love the way it's trending. I need to see Chase Claypool with a full year in the offense play. DeAndre Hopkins doesn't love to practice. DeAndre Hopkins wants the football. DJ Moore is going to get the football. I don't need him telling Justin Fields where to throw it when he hasn't had a full offseason in this offense. I need guys to be a part of the future, not just this year.
But you know what DJ Moore can tell him? I make $6 million more a year than you do. But I make $8 million more a year than you do.
This isn't about money. This is about
it can because
this is about a foundation now.
But if
DJ Moore can grow with this offense,
how does this ruin the foundation?
Because what is he here?
Why can you not build and also try to compete at the same time?
You can do both.
For $26 million over 2 years, and that's with incentives?
Shay, they need pass rushers.
They got cap.
Well, they do, but it doesn't mean they still have to extend guys. They still have to find their own pass rushers. I'm happy improving the wide receivers, just not on a 31-year-old who may have seen his best days. And is not exactly the best practice player when you're still trying to set the foundation. Think about all the other really good teams that weren't really willing to pay him the money. The only reason he signed with the Titans is because they were the only team to give him $12 million.
But are they that much further ahead than you that you don't even need to be involved?
Like, they're the team that made the worst decision in football a year ago by trading A.J. Brown. They're trying to repair their huge mistake by trading A.J. Brown and bringing in now a guy to try to replace him.
But they're
trying to fix their mistake.
To basically be their 1. You would be bringing him in to basically be your 2, move Mooney to the third wide receiver. That might make Mooney one of the best 3s in football.
I don't need that. I need my team right now. I need to figure out who fits where right now.
But I think you could still do that and add Hopkins. And I know people are saying, well, they're saving for a pass rusher. Or you could probably get both. You have $31 million in cap space.
They could afford him, but those things drop quickly, Shay. I don't need to all of a sudden just I like having this room. And then if Mooney does come back from the injury and is really good with finally in his spot at number 2, you can re-up him. You can re-up Cole Kmet. You can re-up Jalen Johnson if he has a good year. There are guys that you hope you can build with now that you're done getting rid of guys. I like Hopkins, But I don't need Hopkins at this point because I need to find out what's in my wide receiver room. And you have Tyler Scott, by the way. Yeah. I like what they've done with the room. It's still not the best, but they're much, much better than where they were. They're not desperate anymore.
Since you brought up Tyler Scott, I was just going to go that route. What do you think the appetite level is to extend Darnell Mooney?
Oh, I think high. I think they like him.
I don't think it's that high.
Oh, really? I think they love his work ethic.
I felt like the Tyler Scott pick was a little bit of a flare that we're not going to go down that path. And that's fine. I'm not saying it would be a bad decision, but if that's the way you're acting, then you can make Mooney the third receiver and bolster the core now. It's not some long-term risk. You're right. You don't want to end up like the Patriots where you got a lot of 5-year deals and no cap space and no wiggle room every single season. This is a 2-year deal for what, $13 million a year? This doesn't hamstring you.
In my NBA terms, he's not the guy I'm saving my powder for. If there's someone else available, I'm all ears. DeAndre Hopkins isn't the guy that I am moving heaven and earth for right now. And I think the league showed you how they feel about DeAndre Hopkins.
And that's the only reason I'm having this conversation. Because if he ends up signing a deal worth $18 million a year somewhere, and it's a team that thinks they can win, then whatever. Bears were never doing that. I would never want them to do that. But when I see it come across that he's going to have to hit incentives to make the 26, you couldn't get involved in that?
I don't think they want to.
It's
I wouldn't call it bargain bin.
For what you're getting? If he's healthy and playing to the caliber that he can.
Adam Schefter today reported on Get Up that there was a team looking to trade for him. But what they were talking to him about as far as his salary was concerned, as far as an extension or whatever, or I forgot how he phrased it. They wanted to pay him $4 million a year. Like, that's what teams thought of him. They wanted to pay him. That's bargain basement. The Titans got him because they gave him $12 million.
I'm going to throw a bag. They probably had to beat a Patriots offer that was in the neighborhood of 10. Would be my guess.
Or was Belichick kind of playing it?
I don't know. The thing with Belichick is he never evaluates receivers well. So I don't know if I even want to go that route. But I imagine the Titans had to pay an upcharge because they're the Titans and they're on the road to mediocrity.
I'm shocked that he's there. Why would you want? He wanted the money,
but that's
now he's got Ryan Tannehill throwing him the football.
Clearly, you didn't have to sell him on winning. Do you think it would have cost the Bears as much as it cost the Titans?
I don't think he was interested.
I don't think he took the biggest bag, which was the Titans were willing to give.
I don't think Poles was interested. I think Poles is fine where they are now. He's evaluating, and then in the offseason with 2 first-round picks and with money to use, he's going to evaluate what he needs most. Pass rushers, corners, quarterback, maybe, hopefully not.
Wouldn't this assist in that evaluation at quarterback?
I think he wants to see what don't you think Justin has enough right now where you can evaluate him?
Probably, but this feels like the finishing blow on that process. We're going to give you everything you need. There's not going to be any question. Like if Mooney gets hurt, God forbid, but if something happens there where then suddenly there's an excuse, if you really bolster this core and you put a finishing touch on it, and as much as we say they're saving the powder keg for defensive end, we don't really know that. We expect it, but they haven't shown an appetite to address the defensive line nearly to the extent that they've addressed the offense. This would have been the finishing blow. And at that price,
if you're getting another AJ Brown in his prime, he is not this. This is more like Julio Jones.
Okay.
In my world.
If you're getting AJ Brown, then that's a different
Then I'm moving heaven and earth.
Then I'm doing the whole $32 million.
But I'm not working him in after you've worked all off season trying to get DJ Moore in, trying to get Darnell Mooney healthy, trying to get trying to get Chase Claypool back and into the playbook and understanding what his responsibilities are. I need to figure these guys out.
Shay, like talent-wise, yes, he still brings that catch radius. It's amongst the best in football. But I do think what Silvy points out with the practice, right? And we know the receiver, the diva position that it is in the league. It's the one spot where you don't want Justin Fields to have to deal with a headache off the field because with DJ Moore, he's a professional out there.
Yes.
He's going to be your number 1 wide receiver. Darnell Mooney, as long as he comes back healthy with the leg injury, you've got a number 2 there. Claypool, you see what you got. If you add DeAndre Hopkins to that room, you're adding a potential, variable there that could be explosive in the wrong way.
Why does it have to be disruptive? I don't see why it's automatically disruptive.
He was disruptive.
It doesn't have to be, but you've got to do your homework on the player, and it can be. And let's take that risk factor out of the equation.